and 3 overdue with a whole bunch of things. Let's get this on and popping one way or another. Cowboy Nation, the name. It's Law Nation. As the room fill up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let friends, neighbors know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Come on, baby. The name. It's Law Nation.
What more do you want from me?
Ready? Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I
am. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Clown activity. 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm telling you, 1. Come on. Hey, to the window, to the wall. All right, man. Appreciate everybody, man, for the love and adulations. We're going to talk about this. The Dallas Cowboys, one game left. We get blown out 41-7, right? And the Cowboys supposed to be happy and satisfied with Mike McCarthy and these sorts of things due to injuries. Now, granted, I'm not saying and banging on the table that he's a horrible coach, but if he's any good and if he sees the free market, right, that means that he shouldn't be back. Think about it. Let this sink into your mindset. If the Jets looking for a coach, if the Saints looking for a coach, if the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking for a coach, if the Chicago Bears looking for a coach, then why they couldn't, or why they can't say, well, you know, this dude was 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, right? And when the injuries occurred, yes, he fought to get back to 500, but although he didn't get it, we can still say if healthy, then this is a damn good coach. We should pay him $8 million or $10 million a year or what have you, you know, if he's any good. And if the Cowboys are considering keeping Mike McCarthy to a degree or to that point or to those factors, then they should go ahead and pony up and pay up, right? That's the bottom line. But no coach out of their mind and out of their thoughts, and if they are a man of what they said that they are, would say, yeah, run it back with the same pay. That's a dated contract. Mike McCarthy can't come back for dog food. He can't come back for dog water. He can't come back for $4.5 million. He can't come back with the same stipulations. He's going to have autonomy. He's going to have to come into this thing boldly with grace and mercy, right? And say, hey, I need those things as it relates to what other respectful head coaches are getting. I need at least $10 million, right? I need at least $12 million. I need at least $15 million. If he's no good, then he'll come back for 4.5. That's the reality of it, right? And that's not up for debate. Because you can't pay the man the same and say that he did a great job. And the way inflation looks, you know, shoot, 4.5 is a whole lot different today than when it was in 2020, right? So that's the reality. Yeah. Road 504 says 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. That's to just lose in the playoff, Law. Yeah, but that's the staple piece of the reason why people are saying that he should stay. So, yeah, and it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to you, Gina. Appreciate y'all, man. Let me see. Shout out to you, Toxic Tom, one of the first ones in here. David, appreciate you. Eric, I see you, fam. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and being part of this. Do me a huge favor, not a small one. There's a like button. Press the like button. Just press it, man. I know you guys get busy jumping in here, but please, if all of 100 of you guys can press that like button, that will help the nation out. On top of that, sharing is caring. There's your shared icon on Facebook. Share this thing all over the world, And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. They will help out the algorithm and these sorts of things, so I won't be talking in vain. All right, so a happy Monday to you. Was it Joseph? Appreciate you. Brandy, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Tony Simmons, appreciate you. But there are advocates for Mike McCarthy. Let's listen.
About Mike McCarthy as the coach of this team, and what might it mean for his potential future as the coach of this team?
Oh, I think he's saved his job. That's how I feel. I mean, maybe. I don't disagree with it, but I think he's deserving of it. Who are you going to go get that's better, right? This was a flawed roster. We've talked about it all year.
Now, that's the thing. Who are you going to go get that is better? And that's the argument. Like on resume upon resume, But if it's that situation, if that's the situation, then Chicago Bears, if Mike McCarthy is worth the grain of salt, I'm saying this again for those who just tuning in. If he's worth the grain of salt, then Chicago Bears should be breaking their necks to go sign Mike McCarthy. If he's the best qualifying coach out there. Yeah. The Jets should be rolling around and saying, hey, Mike, we need you over here. Yeah. This shouldn't be played out. And Jerry and Steven, they should be singing a song. I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg, now please, not for your sympathy. They should be singing to Mike because he's the best qualifying candidate. And they should be willing to pay him $8 to $10 million. They should be down on their knees begging Mike McCarthy, please, won't you just stay? Don't leave me.
This defense has been abysmal. And this is the reality is this is one of the few teams in the NFL that's actually improved as the season's gone on. He's missing the highest paid player in the history of the league, hasn't played this season, right? There's some real flaws here, but they aren't on him. And I really think he's proven that, this guy's a good coach, right? I think he's proven that, and I think he needs to be in consideration. Now, his contract's winding down, so this isn't a matter of him getting fired. Does he get a new contract? That's probably a little more complicated. But who are you going to get that is better, is my question.
When I say maybe, it's not that he's not deserving. It's that it goes both ways. Number one, Jerry Jones has got to decide, hey, I want to renew him. And Mike McCarthy has the ability to go talk to whoever he wants about a head coaching job. So he can go listen to the New Orleans Saints, where he's coached before. If they want to talk to him, he can go listen to the New York Jets. He can go listen to any team that has an opening that wants to go talk to Mike McCarthy. So it goes both ways. And by the way, they've talked about what a great job he's done, and people saying he saved his job. I think he's absolutely proven himself to a certain extent. But the fact of the matter is, Jerry Jones has not given him an extension. He's not done anything like that just
Yeah. And I get it. The number one thing here is not winning football games, right? The number one thing is not winning football games. Let me say that one more time. Yeah, Bear says, get off the weed. Whatever medication they got Alex Smith on. Look, Bear, like, give me some of that, man. Give me some of that. And it is what it is. We all know that he's not doing anything to help this team. The question is why, right? So, granted, what makes this a sexy opportunity to work here is because of the legacy, right? And the Cowboys glow. Like I said, no offense to the Kardashians, but we got that Kardashian type of feel, you know. I don't know, the new Kardashians, I don't know, they about as thin as a sheet of paper, right? But neither here nor there. I think that there's fellas right now that would still be lined up for a Kardashian, you know. That's a billionaire or the Jenner or what have you. So this will always have that type of flavor here in Cowboys world because it's the America's team, right? But Mike McCarthy done already been here now, right, and got his $4.5 million. So what I'm saying is the Jets, the Saints, Chicago Bears, and all of this, yes, we are long overdue for change. But Mike McCarthy may look at this and say, hey, I get a chance to have full autonomy. I get to be me. Shoot. And you pay me more money? Shoot. We got D's, RT's, appreciate you. It says, I'm a quote Broadus, but I don't think the front office have the stomach to move on from their players or coaches. They're too comfortable. Didn't have the stomach to move on from Dak and make it this his last season or last year. I agree. Because one of the topic lines that I wanted to speak upon falls right into the line of that. You know, let me see if I can find this. And I think I put it on Instagram. Let me see if I can find it on IG. I agree. Because the Cowboys, they operate out of comfort. There's no growth in comfort. In D's, you're right. There's no growth in comfort. You want the 6-pack or the 8-pack, you can't just get it by eating oodles and noodles and ice cream on the couch. You just can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. You just can't. You got to go in and put in the work. And you can put in a lot of work, but you got to have the diet that match. And, of course, some genetics plays a role into that. But it's just not going to get there. Now, there are BBLs, you know, Drizzy, that you can go out there and get the abs and stuff. But it's not going to be the real thing. And, fellas, y'all already know. And fellas, we already know about the BBL on the backside for the ladies. Ain't nothing like the real thing, right? So, and I don't have to sing that song. This is what America's team tweeted out. Shout out to him on Twitter or her. You know, Road to 6, it states this right here. Adam Schefter, when the breaking news hit, the trade was 49ers are sending a former number 3 overall draft pick, trigger Trey Lance, to the Dallas Cowboys for a mid-round pick per sources. Lance now get a fresh start in Dallas, right? And then, you know, just the other day, America's team, he tweeted out, or her, you know, unfortunately, he won't get a single start in Dallas, one of the most pointless trades in Dallas Cowboys history. Now, they literally did this for leverage. I get it. But still, it's been 3.5 years, right? Because last year, well, he came here off of a trade at the end of 2020, was it 2 or 2023? He was on the sideline for majority of that year. Yeah, so 2022, on the sideline for majority of that year. And then he sat on the sidelines all last year, right? Almost 3 years. And we don't know who he is. Don't know how he throw. Don't know how he can go through his progressions. We heard storylines of, yeah, his footwork's improved, etc. But we still don't know who Lance is. Lance don't know who he is. The craziest thing of it all is he's still young. There's 2 quarterbacks that I saw this weekend play that's older, that was drafted this year. Who are they, Law? Shoot. Michael, was it Penix? How you say that man's name? That's a hell of a last name. You can't say that real fast. Say that 5 times. And Bo Nix. Bo Nix and Michael, you know, I ain't going to say his last name again. You know. They older than Trey Lance. And they got a chance and opportunity. And I think Jaden Daniels is just as the same age as Trey Lance. Yeah. So they traded for him in 2023. So that's going on 3 years, right? Because we're going to count this year. So all of last year, all of this year, and he's going into his third season for the offseason, right? So 2.5 years, basically. And they still don't know who he is. Yeah, Lance ain't no love. Lance doesn't deserve this. Yeah, I would love, and I'm not trying to just bang the table for him to go somewhere else and get an opportunity, but I would love for him to go to a team that can just at least put him out there and say, you know what, we going to take the chance. Even though the brother can't hit water if he fell off of a boat, we going to take the chance for him. What team got that opportunity, right? Maybe the Cleveland Browns. I don't know. Nigel, I'm not finna say that. Yeah, that last name, I changed my last name, and my last name was that. You know? Yeah, Turpin would or could be the number 3 wide receiver, and yeah, he could be, you know. That damn Turpin boy. Let me get to this part right here and beat up on what I did today with the Joneses' son. But did we play all of it? Let me make sure.
Yet, so this has played on, which tells me that Jerry is interested in Mike, but Jerry also is probably reviewing his options.
Okay, so yeah. I did play the rest of it. Reviewing options. So the argument, and then I'm going to get back to the other part that I was going to go at. The argument is this right here. And I'm going to bring this in only for, I'm going to bring the context in. Yeah. Y'all remember that song. Come on with it. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, you know. The whole argument of being a high value man, the whole argument is that you got options. Meaning that you are top maybe 10% or 15% of your economic, social class or what have you, and you have options. There's no need to settle. Meaning that at the end of the day, I can find another one of you in a minute, or I can go get something else with my open availability because of my status quo of being of a high value, meaning that I will be seeked out, meaning that I will be a high commodity for someone to just be in my presence. So the reality of it, ladies and gentlemen, if we want something really tangible with this organization and franchise, instead of saying that, hey, man, there's no other better option than Mike McCarthy, then let us see, because we deserving of that. Because if Mike McCarthy is of high value, the Chicago Bears will be beating down the door. The Jets will be beating down the door. Yeah, and I'm wild with it, baby. Yeah, whoever's out there on the open market will be beating down the door and say, hey, I want to at least try this Mike McCarthy. I want to at least see what he's all about. And if Jerry Wayne Jones, regardless of the clown activity, should at least give us a chance and an opportunity to check out all of the options. That's all I'm saying too. Now, of course, we got to go through the rigmarole of all of the Rooney rules and stuff like that, so we don't know whether or not that's a real tangible thing when we bring in a brother for an interview. But at least it will get our minds wondering, right? So come on with it, Cowboy Nation. So that's all I'm saying with that. Back to beating up on the Joneses, clown activities. There was a post several years back after the Rams won the Super Bowl. There was this conversational piece about the fact that, hey, even though the Rams may have won the Super Bowl, and even though they had made major moves to get there, it's going to set their franchise back for years to come. Just watch. But when you don't know what you're doing and you don't know what you're saying, these type of things still creep up and they still fall right into your face, and people laugh upon you because, look, the Rams took the approach that we can't be comfortable in order to win the Super Bowl. We got to wheel and deal. Yeah. Ron says, sorry, Law, but I want to see it. Yeah. but appreciate you, but hold tight. Here we go.
So there's nothing with the Rams winning the Super Bowl, doing it the way they did it, that changes your guys' perspective on any of that stuff?
You know, there's a lot of different ways to do things, and certainly hats off to them. I mean, they had a hell of a year and win a Super Bowl, and certainly, you know, they went about it in a way that's pushing a lot of chips out there. So, you know, there's some forms of all this, you know, that we'll probably decide where we want to be. You know, feel like we've got a lot of good young players on this football team, and you know, don't want to just be starting over, if you will, you know, if we did too much, because you can obviously, you know, we could do some things that would allow us to keep most of our guys if we wanted to push it all out, but then we'll have a much bigger problem, you know, next year and the year after that.
That's the Rams listening in to Stephen Jones and his thoughts. Low key, the Rams were hit with a slew of injuries last season, right? If it wasn't for that, they would have been in the postseason, I believe, that season, you know. So they didn't fall off that long. Shoot. Now, granted, what year they won the Super Bowl was 2021 or 2022? One of those years, right? They won the Super Bowl. And Stephen Jones had the nerve and the audacity, not of hope, you know, to say, yeah, man, they're going to just watch it. You don't believe me, just watch it. Don't believe me, just watch, you know. Yeah. All out versus all in. Yeah. So, yeah. And I get it, man. You know, that piece of shit, you know, Dak 10 years, 10 yards. Okay. Jamie, I don't know. I don't know all of the context of what you said there. But it's crazy because here we are, now talking about the Detroit Lions, right? And their culture, what they bring to the table. The Jared Goffs of the world, right? Drafted number 1, number 2, I think he was number 1 overall, whatever, in 16 or 17. 16, right? Goff was considered a quarterback that couldn't get the Rams over the hump, right? And they had weapons, you know. But Sean McVay didn't know how to utilize and use Goff to his max abilities. Granted, moving forward, they made the trade. Goff goes to Detroit. Now, they got a coach by the name of Ben Johnson, who I know a few of you guys would get rid of your spleen to have Ben Johnson here. Like, I'll get rid of my spleen and I'll throw in a pinky toe to have Ben Johnson here, right? You know, so you be the 9-toe Cowboy fan over here, but you did it for the right cause, right? You made the sacrifice. No spleen and no pinky, or one pinky toe, to have Ben Johnson here. Let me know if any one of you guys are willing to make that sacrifice right now, though. But to make a longer story short, I absolutely get it. I've heard the mighty Troy Aikman say things similar. Steve Young was considered trash in Tampa Bay, went to the 49ers, and then look, he's a gold jacket guy, right? To a degree, fast forwarding to this season, Sam Darnold, right, was considered garbage juice, trash can juice, all of that stuff. And now he went into a system that fits him and that can work with him. And I was looking back at the Vikings. People really think that it's just him, which is crazy. That damn Vikings team is loaded. They probably, if they kept Kirk Cousins, they probably would be doing the same thing, give or take. Give or take. That team is loaded this season. I think that people don't contextualize the fact that Cam Akers will be a starter here, and he's the backup there, and they got Aaron Jones. T.J. Hawkinson, who was really good, but he was an acquisition that was traded there, and he's balling. Jordan Addison. Now, if Jordan Addison, and look it up for what he did during the offseason, if he played with the silver and blue and the star on the side of his helmet, he would be still suspended. But by him playing in Minnesota land, I know the double standards, right? But he's balling. And as soon as you slow down him, you got, LSU. Where you at? Where you at, Powell? Action Powell. You got Jay Jetta killing it. And the craziest thing about the Vikings, they operate out of sense of urgency. Let me say this. They operate out of a sense of urgency and not out of comfort. They didn't say when Christian Darrisaw went down, they didn't say, man, let me just throw in a Chaz Green. Oh, man, let me just make sure that Chuma Edoga can do some things. Let me see if Matt Let's Go can keep us afloat. Or Joshua Balls in those other worlds. No. They went and made a trade. When they started left tackle went down, they went and made a trade. Breaking news, they made it a trade. They didn't sit around. What would the Cowboys done in that situation? Cowboys would have been said, hey, man, we like our guys. Next man up, all of this bullshit. Right now, Stephon Gilmore is having the time of his life over there in the Vikings uniform. Coach for the Vikes can draw up plays in the dirt, you're right, on both sides of it. And they got a coach's staff there. The philosophy and the principles, they pick out players that fit their particular system. You see, the reason why they acquired Sam Darnold is because he was familiar, because it's the same Shanahan type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, Indiana Bones said we went and got Mingo. All starting quarterback go down. The first move they make is getting a wide receiver who was on damn near on his way out. He was on his way out over there in Carolina land because they had the undrafted guy, Jalen Crocker, or how you say that kid's name in Carolina, outperforming him. Yeah, it's crazy. I made the statement like, hey, when the Cowboys made the news of acquiring Jonathan Mingo, he might work out in the future. But equivalency of us getting him at the time is like shitting on yourself and you're changing your shirt. You're like, yeah, hey, I just messed myself. Let me just change my shirt. Man, we still smell you. You didn't wash. You didn't take a bath. You didn't do none of that stuff. You just changed your shirt. That's how crazy the philosophy of clown activity that the front office been doing. And we would still have people carrying the water for them. Law, do you have any truth to it? Yeah. So even me saying this, there's always somebody, hey, and I ain't beating you up, Daniels. He says, and still have more than 90% of the league. So obvious they ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? So Daniel over here, when I said that Jerry Jones and Son is one hell of a combination of showcasing pretty much 30 years of clown activity. And we still have water carriers there like this guy named Daniel. And I'm not beating you up, Daniel. I get it. We want to protect those. He may be a friend of the family. Yeah. I remember, true story, I was talking so bad about Jason Garrett. The guy jumped in my inbox, slid right in there. I knew he had to be related to Jason because he looked like him. He looked like a younger version of him. He had red hair, red eyebrows, and beard. And he was saying, hey, man, it's not that bad. My uncle is a real good coach. Yeah, my uncle's a real good coach. He just hit with the set of circumstances, you know. And how many times are we going to be able to adhere to that? Think of it. There's people still fighting and lobbying for him. This was the last days of Jason Garrett. Let's listen.
Well, if you talk to the players about it, I got an interesting response from Amari Cooper just now in the locker room. He said he doesn't pay attention to social media. I then pressed him. I said, so you guys aren't talking about it? And he said no. But at least cornerback Jordan Lewis was a little bit more forthcoming with me. He said, of course, he sees it on social media, but, you know, Jason Garrett believes in them, and so they believe in him as well.
It's the same song and dance. Nothing new under the sun. Yeah. And I can get it, you know, some of these players say,
What more do you want from me?
ain't that right, Rod Mitchell, you know? Yeah. Jason Garrett, he believes in us. So we believe in him. We believe.
Well, and they've got to go out there and get this win. Zach Martin echoed that. Travis Frederick a few weeks ago after the Minnesota Vikings game echoed that. And that's the one thing that Jason Garrett's always had going for him in Dallas. This team loves Jason, and they continue to play for him. But
yeah. So what's the difference, y'all? You know, now, granted, I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett is in the same boat, you know, but they on the same ship. And what's that ship name? That Titanic. No matter how you move the furniture around, that ship is going down. That's what it is. It's the same ship, you know. He just got a luxury room. Yeah, it's the same thing, you know. Yeah, it's the same thing. Let me know if I'm lying. It's the same ship. He just got the luxury suite. Yeah, he's a little bit more advanced than Jason Garrett, you know. Hey, truth be said, the only time Jason Garrett literally had a losing season is when his starting quarterback went down. The only time that Mike McCarthy had a losing season is when his starting quarterback went down.
Please come home.
What we got, baby?
I got beans and
Bologna. Let's look. Let me know. Look it up. Somebody look. Let me go through Jason Garrett's Rolodex. Oh, he do. Law is right. That naysayer be right. You know, come on with it.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
Yes, indeed. I think that Mike McCarthy is 1-3 in the postseason, right? In his 5 years here, and I think that Jason Garrett is what 2? Or is he 1 or something or 2? But Jason Garrett been here for a long time, baby. Shoot. So what I'm saying is I don't want us to get complacent. But if we operate out of a system of comfort, then we may get the same thing. Now, Mike McCarthy, the things have to be aligned. But here's what I'm going to gut out with Mike McCarthy. And let the chips fall where they may. Regardless of whether or not you had Jerry Rice, and if you had as well Randy Moss, and if you had Prime Emmett, Tony Dorsett, or even if you had Natron Means or Barry Sanders, the philosophy and the principle of Mike McCarthy on 3rd and 1 would still be the same. Let's throw a Hail Mary. You know, talent don't have nothing to do with that. And excuse me, Jerry Wayne Jones have nothing to do with 3rd and 1. Let's go Hail Mary. Jerry Jones had nothing to do with 3rd and 3. And I'm not protecting the Joneses, by the way. I'm not carrying their water, but I'm spitting these facts to y'all. At the end of the day, Jerry Jones didn't say on 3rd and 3, let's throw a lob pass to Brandon Cooks for a pick 6. Come on, man. Let me know if I'm lying. So at the end of the day, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. But regardless of the levels of talent, we will still have the mindsets of this team. Regardless of the levels of talent, we will still have the culture of, regardless of Jason Garrett or Mike McCarthy, we will still have the penalized or the penalties in these games. And that had nothing to do with skill set, but they have everything to do with mindset. And far as the fear, Jerry Jones can't be that doggone big and bad. At some point, we got to move our weight around. Yeah, shit. Oh, and the Vikings, Sean says the Vikings look like a great team. You know what the Vikings are doing? Before they even won games, before the season really popped off, they're having fun. It's hard to beat a team that's having fun. They come up with creative choreograph drafts, dancing and stuff. Doing the electric slide, doing the cha-cha slide and all of those things, man, you know. They all won. They play as a damn team. Now, the Green Bay Packers, they no one to sneeze at. They play pretty good, too. It was a good game. If you want to watch a good game, watch that game, man. The Vikings versus the Green Bay. Shoot, that was a real good game. We saw actual football going on, you know. Hey, to a degree, we saw a real good game last night out of Atlanta and Washington. Outside of the fact that Morris, damn it, dog, you got to call timeout, man. You had 32 seconds left on the clock. Blow the whistle, call timeout, run out there on the field. You had 2 timeouts. This is a real good game. Jaden Daniels, really good star-studded player. Electric slide, isn't he? Happy birthday, King James. Appreciate you, Tricks. If it's his birthday today, happy birthday to him. Yeah, they don't care about winning. You're right. The Joneses definitely don't care about winning. And I'm not here to, but I'm not here to beat y'all up. But let me tell you how valuable that 4th-round draft pick was. On top of that, it was two values of that 4th-round draft pick. One being the opportunity for you to draft someone, and I'm talking about the Trey Lance thing. One was the opportunity for you to draft something, and the other one was you had to pay $5.5 million. What if I told you if the Cowboys were wise in their approach, they could have had a Derrick Henry here. Shoot, we still got leftover money. We have enough money. We could have Saquon Barkley on our side. But overall, we paid $5.5 for a backup quarterback that Big Benny or Trey or Tamika or Sean got the equivalency of the same stat line for. But this is how valuable that 4th-round draft pick was to us, supposedly. Buccaneers running back Bucky Irving has had a very underrated rookie season. 188 carries, 45 receptions, 1,033 rushing yards, 397 receiving yards, and 7 TDs. A 4th-round gem. He's been outstanding. That's how valuable he is. Or 4th-round draft pick. Not saying that the Cowboys should have or would have drafted Bucky Irving. But there's value with those picks. Yeah. Lola says, Cowboys says, shoot, give me $5 million to hold that clipboard. I'm quite sure that most of us just throw me $500,000. You know what I'm saying? We'll hold the hell out of that clipboard. I'll keep holding on. We'll hold the hell out of that clipboard. We will hold that clipboard harder than Michael Parsons was being held right here. We will hold the hell out of that clipboard, ain't that right? Yeah, and here's my thought track with Michael Parsons as we go through all of these topics. He's forever going to get held like this. To have and to hold. To death do us apart. He's going to get held like this forever, ever. Yeah. He's going to get held. So Zim or whoever, I know a lot of people banging on the table for that coach from the Vikings to be here. What's that brother name? I forgot his name. At the tip of my tongue, the defensive coordinator. He'll come here to interview, but he ain't come here to coach. Yeah. But whoever's going to be, you got to solidify that Rooney Rule. Whoever's going to be the defensive coordinator here, they're going to have to plan with this and know that Parsons, every other game, they may call it consistently, but they can't call it on every play with him. Brian Flores, yeah. Jerry definitely ain't going to get that, brother. He sued the NFL. Shoot. Well, Jerry did sue the NFL himself, so. Oh, no. Well, yeah. Yeah, so we think we ain't getting calls now. You fool around and put Brian over here, shoot. We would never get a call over here. Yeah, it'd be riots. But this is the ongoing conversational piece about Michael Parsons on how he felt. But before we go into this, I just want to play this one more time for those who's in support of Mike McCarthy.
Actually, him and all the coaches, their contracts expire in 2 weeks. So Jerry Jones is going to sit down with them, obviously, probably the week after the season ends there. But if they decide not to do something with Mike McCarthy is actually on other teams' coaching lists if the Cowboys decide not to re-sign him.
I know Mike McCarthy dealt with a short end of the stick. And I get all of the Jerry Jones, he's a meddling owner. Stephen Jones, he's a penny pincher and these sorts of things. And this thing is ran like a family-owned business, and there's a lot of ambiguity with his front office and beyond. Nevertheless, Mike McCarthy, there are some things that you just can't erase from your mind. The 3rd and 1 play going Hail Mary, the 3rd and 3 plays, the clock management, being where you are ranked at far as penalties. There are things that Mike McCarthy continue to have out there as a negative draw. Put MM in the chat if you want Mike McCarthy back. Put NM if you don't want Mike McCarthy back. But the Cowboys got to make a move properly for the draft. Before the draft, that's me, ventriloquist law, speaking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Use my telepathy or my mind control. Y'all was listening to it, right? Yeah. King Pablo said that's one hell of a name to be named Glazer. Yeah. Easy. Yeah. So NM in the chat, okay, I see a lot of NMs. There's no Mike McCarthy. What a Mike McCarthy lover. There you go, Verdi. Yeah, she says she want him back. Rich Coleman, he want him back. It's a lot of NMs. So yeah, so my thing is NM, okay. Okay, where y'all at, man? Where the MMs at, man? Where the MMs at, Did you give Mike McCarthy a mulligan? Not this year. Year 1, I gave Mike McCarthy a big mulligan. And we was only one game behind from there for going to the postseason, right? And you got to quantify the fact that, it was the pandemic and it was a crazy world. Nobody in the stands and in the field, and it was just crazy. 2020, I would say 2020 is a cuss word. Yeah. 2020 is equivalent to a cuss word. 2020 you know what I'm saying? We throw a hand. So with that being said, I gave him one mulligan. And a lot of people, sure, I looked at Mike McCarthy in 2021, I think that we were going some places. I think that the Cowboys did an epic mistake. During Mike McCarthy's administration, the one and only running back that we drafted is Taney Deuce Vaughn. It's during his administration. It took us forever and a day to figure out how to use Tony Pollard. So when people banging on the table talking about, hey, man, look at Detroit was doing when they had both running backs. Shoot, we already had that here with Zeke and Tony. We just didn't know how to utilize it because we had a young coach that was learning. We're still with training wheels on, still trying to, wet behind the ears. Got Similac on his breath, or however they say it, right? Still had that nipple in his mouth, and his name was Kellen Moore. And now people are banging on the table saying that, Law, be careful. There may be a situation that Kellen Moore will be the head coach here and promote Zim as being the defensive coordinator for another year. Yeah. But I believe that Jason, Swayze, Big Simple, Jason again, Bill, Ice Cold, Cowboy, I believe that right now, if you guys were coaching for the Eagles, you'd have been able to get Saquon Barkley 2,000 yards when you have AJ on one side, you have Smitty on the other side, right? And you have that good offensive line. I think that y'all can dial up plays to get Saquon Barkley 2,000 yards. And the Jalen Hurts. Shoot, and sometimes they have two back systems, Hurts and Saquon. They didn't know what to do with it. Hurts was getting mad. That's how he got a concuss. Shoot, Hurts was getting mad. Hurts was running the ball, and he didn't need it. Yeah, he didn't even need to run the ball. Hurts out there running the ball. Joker, if you don't throw that ball to AJ and Smitty and them, think about it. They roll in coverage AJ way, and they got a safety over the top on Smitty. Them light boxes. No team had the chance and an opportunity to load the box against the Eagles this year. Shoot, Saquon is out there having a good time, man. Shoot. Oh, man, I get to run free. Shoot, Saquon should be singing every time he get 100 yards. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty. And the Giants done got me eligible to be free at last over here. Shoot. Saquon Barkley is like a runaway slave. He's happy, you know what I'm saying? He ain't going back. And if anything, if he can bust the record, the strip of the NFL is written for itself. At some point, all of us is rooting for Saquon to do it against the Giants. Because they the fools to let him go. Let me know if I'm lying. Shoot. And I can't stand both of them. I can't stand the Giants. I can't stand the Eagles. But doing stupid things get you stupid prizes, or however that saying goes. Clown activity for the damn Giants. How you going to sell the man in front of your own damn organization? You going to sell the man to your rivalries. That's crazy. That's backwards. Come on, right? Shoot. Toby ain't got nothing on Saquon. What's your name, boy? Saquon, ain't Toby. Shoot, Saquon is running that thing. Shoot. He ain't lying. Shoot.
He ain't lying.
Shoot. That damn Saquon. I'm sitting here running, got a new move, jumping over people backwards. So the Giants are silly for that. They chose Daniel Dimes over. Yeah. You ain't lying, boy. Oh my God. But the jokes right for themselves. I want Saquon to get 200 yards on the damn. And it just hit me. Damn, it just hit me. If Rico can look like Saquon versus the Giants, I wonder what Saquon is going to look like against them damn Giants.
What's your point?
Saquon is finna burn up them. He finna burn up them damn Giants, man. Shoot. Stupid is and stupid does. Clown activity. Yeah. Run, Barkley, run. Yes, indeed. And if we offended anyone, just jokes, man. I'm from Mississippi. Don't y'all hit me with them, hey, man, you shouldn't be talking like that, man. You see, as a black brother, as a melanated brother, man, shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Don't be hitting me up with that. Yeah, you have a joke here and there. Shoot. Harriet Tubman said that basically there should have been more free. But there were some of those that were saying, hey, it ain't that bad over here. We get 3 meals a day, a couple of whips, but we got a little cushion over us, man. But out here on our own, man, we fooling how to grow our own food and work, and we don't get them 3 meals. So some people want it to be like that. Yeah, just how it is. And I ain't saying that slavery was a choice. I ain't Kanye Westing y'all. But neither here nor there. Let me switch off on this conversation. Let me get to my guy right here.
I mean, you look at their play. I mean, they have 2 big runs, and
3 good deep shots. Other than that, we made them earn it, and you take away we really take away the scoreboard. It was about 5 plays that decide this game. And you hate to say that because it's a lot of football, but the 2 deep shots to Devontae Smith and the one to A.J. Brown, and then also Devontae on that slant. For the most part, we're making them earn it. 3 yards, 2 yards, 4th and 1s, which is good football for when you're playing a team like the Eagles. But the other side is that when you play in those big teams, we understand big plays is going to happen. You understand, all right.
Man, let me help my guy Michael Parsons out. Let me help my guy. He needs some milk. Yeah.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Let me pick on somebody that's in here. Big Sarge, King Pablo, Indiana Bones. Not Jones, but Bones. If one of them was a wide receiver versus Booth, Andre Booth, I believe they would have been able to burn him for 25. He wear 25 on his jersey because that's saying that I'm going to give you 25 yards minimum. One of us could have been able to burn Andre Booth. Andre Booth is so terrible, and I ain't trying to beat him up, but I am. And, he's so terrible. He make Anthony Brown look like Dion. Come on, baby. Hey, he make Anthony Brown Rod Woodson. He make Anthony Brown looking like Darrell Reeves over there. Yeah, I said Andre Booth. Come on, man. Who is in charge of him being out there? Come on, let me know. Come on, let me know if I'm lying. Come on. Yeah. Let me know if I'm lying, man. I said, damn. Booth need to go to UFL, man. Sheesh, man. I'm saying like, whoa. He need to go back to Clemson. That's what it is. He need to go back to school. Send him back. Let him work 2-3 years and then go back to the NFL. Because, God dog, that damn Booth. I said, what? Another burn? Shoot, back to the Booth, yeah. Yeah, I said, man, come on, man.
Please come home.
What you got, Booth?
I got beans and bologna.
Nay, y'all know I'm telling. Booth equals, look, Calvin Joseph is an all-pro compared to Booth. Case Keenum, this is from SAR, says, was in the same situation as Sam Darnold in Minnesota. Keenum had a loaded defense and offense. Yeah, I remember that. And they had Diggs during that time frame. And did they beat with Case Keenum? Did they beat Drew Brees that year? Did they beat the Saints? Or the Saints beat the Minnesota? And then I was hearing that the Minnesota was thinking that they were a quarterback away. And that's why they made the ultimate move to go get Kirk Cousins, right? They made the ultimate move, Booth is Isaac Holt 2.0, yeah. Zimmer was their coach then at that time, yeah. And salute to Booth, man. I know you follow the show and everything, but I just had to tell the truth, man. Booth, I got to tell the truth. I can't lie to kick it. You know what I'm saying? Because who else going to tell you the truth? Would you rather have somebody to lie to you and say, man, your breath, man, is good? Or somebody to say, hey, man, here's some Tic Tacs, man. Here's a little Tic Tac here, Give me the person, give me the friend that pull me to the side and say, hey, man, you got something in your beard. Or, hey, man, it's a little, the block is hot. The block is hot. Law, you need one of these. You know what I'm saying? Before you walk around and you have eye booger or you have something in your nose or beard or your breath kind of torching, give me the person to tell me the truth. Don't lie to kick it. Come on with it. Yeah.
A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, some of the best guys in the league. They're going to make a big play. But you got to limit that big play margin from maybe
Now, the full interview is on Cowboys.com or DallasCowboys.com or on their YouTube page. Credit to them. The way you limited those plays, you don't put Booth out there. I'm not saying that Booth is the reason why, but did y'all watch the game? Now, Izzy, I give him a little pass. But Izzy, he the one kicked it off with that 34-yarder. Yeah. So it is what it is with that. With that being said, the Cowboys, we're 7-9. According to Tankathon, let me pull that up again. We are in the 13th selection spot right there. But we are 7-9, and the Giants, they won, so that throws off a lot of things now. I had some people to hit me up and take it with what you want to. Take it for what you want to. I'm contemplating on whether or not I tell y'all or not. Hey, jeez. I hate this. I hate to say this, though. Cam Ward is now in consideration of being the best quarterback out of this draft now. Cam Ward, okay? And I'm talking slowly so that you guys can hear me out. There could be a scenario. Not saying that this will happen. I'm trying to craft my words. Remember what I'm telling y'all with the Tic Tac. There could be a situation and scenario that a certain player may drop in this draft, and that certain player, it could be that the Cowboys' 13th selection, depending on, and it could be a little bit closer now, that certain player could find himself on the Cowboys watch. That's all I'm going to say with this, because I know how this thing can all fold. It's just how it is, baby. So there's a quarterback, Jackson Dart. They people like him. They like the Nevada quarterback. We see some people like the Jalen Milroe quarterback. So there's a certain player named Shador. Oh, I said the name, didn't I? Oh, sure. Well, there's a certain player named Shador could have a fall like an Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? And that could be a scenario there. I'm just saying. Aaron Rodgers was considered one of the top quarterbacks. They had him. How long they had Aaron Rodgers in that damn green room? They had to turn the lights on and say, "Hey, man, hey, Aaron, come here right quick, dog. Let me talk to you, man. Hey, man, let me say this right quick, dog." Yeah.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
Man, the NFL is meant to be entertainment, baby. No, it was. Who was the other guy? What's this guy name? What's his name? Brady Quinn. Who remember Brady Quinn? They say, "Hey, dog." Brady, not Tom, but Quinn. Brady Quinn. What's his name? Brady Quinn. He was projected. See Ice Cold? See Ice Cold? You been watching. That old Miss quarterback ain't bad, ain't he? Shoot. That Ole Miss quarterback ain't bad. When you start looking at the tape, and you start looking at the tape, you say, okay, Cam Ward, Jason Dart, okay. Bryson, not Tiller, but Daly. Shoot, Brandon Lewis. Shh. There's a lot of people looking at those quarterbacks a little bit ahead. A little bit ahead of Shador. And I get it. All right, so and I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shador would be the number 3 at lowest. Let me ask you this though. Here's Johnny. Johnny football. Johnny was a smaller guy too though. But neither here nor there. And I'm not saying that Shador is going to Dallas, but I'm just telling y'all what the itching ears been telling. Yeah, Lamar Jackson. Let me ask you this. Didn't Quinn go to the Brownies? Yeah. Coming out of college, is Shador better than Lamar Jackson? Put a yes or no. Is Shador more electric than Lamar Jackson? Have he been more electric than Lamar Jackson? That's another way to say it. Yeah, Big Ben, he said he liked Dart. Yeah, shout out to Ole Miss. Rakeem Griffin, no. I'm telling y'all, man, this damn draft is something that's going to shake up this draft that y'all been fixated on, and y'all saying this is going to be this is going to be that, and then all of a sudden you're going to see, oh, Lord. That last game that last game wasn't a boat of a lot of confidence against BYU. And BYU is really nice. You know, C. Burleson says bad comparison law. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. Nobody was more electric. And they were thinking that even Lamar Jackson was going to be a wide receiver on this level, right? You know, they pissed him off, you know. But all I'm saying, as a passer, hell yeah. But hey, all I'm saying is electricity, you know. All right, so put it down. Why is Shador Sanders better than Dart out of Ole Miss? Why is he better than Dart? Why is Shador Sanders better than Cam Ward? Why is Shador Sanders better than Bryson Daly? I could argue Jalen Milroe, but why is he better? Somebody will drop. It's not. Look, this damn draft ain't gonna go just like this. Let me pull up this mock. It ain't gonna go exactly like this mock to be. Let me see if I can pull up this mock. It's not gonna go like Travis, Shador, Cam, Will Johnson. Why in the hell would the Giants go get a Will Johnson when they definitely need a quarterback? Or will they take that game that they just played in and say, all right, we'll do that? The draft won't never go like these mocks. I'm just saying, his daddy. Okay, so somebody said his daddy. Yeah, the man, I am a channel. Yeah, the man, I am a channel. I'm a man, not a boy, right? Who got a Netflix special right now? Who got a Netflix special? Who else got a Netflix special? Law cut the malarkey, you know. Come on, man. I'm just repeating what I told without saying sources. That's all I'm saying. That been operating within football more than me. You know, that's all I'm saying. Look, I'm gonna echo this. Allegedly, there's a certain player that played for the Cowboys would benefit if he is released before the end of the year. And there's 2 qualifying teams that's really in hopes that he is released. And the 2 qualifying teams is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. That they are willing, the moment that the news is announced that he's released, they were willing to fight for him.
Not going to lie, brother-in-law. I would take Jalen Milroe if he dropped to 3rd or 4th round, man. What you think? He could be a solid project, bro.
Hell yeah. As of December the 30th, beyond this year, the Cowboys will only have one quarterback signed for this team. And his name is Ryan Dakota Prescott. Now, granted, this is a perfect segue. Perfect segue. They want Mingo. Hey, Bones. Boy. Oh, my gosh, boy. Y'all crazy to the cat hair, boy. Y'all crazy, man. I love y'all. Yeah. As of today. But there are certain people that will believe this right here.
Because this serves the Cowboys right. Because for the longest time, Cooper Rush is better than Dak. Jerry could have saved that money that he paid Dak, gave 15, 20 million to Cooper Rush. Look here, bro. Compared to Cooper Rush, Dak is Patrick Mahomes.
No doubt. So with that but to be fair, hey, it's enough laughing. But to be fair to this, Dak Prescott is the only quarterback under contract. And the Cowboys can offer Cooper Rush a low deal, but the way y'all pumped up and hyped up Rush, I don't think Rush agent would say, yeah, I'll take 2.5. Rush agent going to at least want 10. Give me 10 mil. You know, Andy Dalton getting 10. I'm better than Andy Dalton. Give me 10. So they might allow Rush to test the open market to see whether or not a team is tangible, can see tangible traits in him and take a flyer at him, right? But the Cowboys going to go into this draft, they got 10 draft picks. And if Milroe is one of those guys that you kind of consider a futures guy, then, yeah, you take a swing at him. But this is what I behoove the Cowboys to do because we got a weird situation. We got a lot of needs. We got a lot of holes in this draft. The first 3 picks, sheesh. You better make sure they count. You better start playing this political football. We don't have time, ladies and gentlemen, to be drafting a player and say, hey, man, by year 3, you better watch out. By year 4, you better watch out. Because we don't have a 4th-round draft pick this season, too, because we got Mingo. We got Mingo, M-I-N-G-O. We got Mingo is his name. Ho. You know what I'm saying? So we got one of those things right there where the Cowboys can take a flyer with the 5th-round draft pick, but we trying to get up for their 4th-round draft pick. So the only way we can go get, I think we got multiple 5th-round draft picks. We probably get some compensatory picks. I don't know for sure. But the Cowboys better consider making sure you get players that can play now and not 3 to 4 years from here. For real. So, yeah, I'll still draft the quarterback. Yeah. Shoot, Tanner McKee didn't look bad last night. Sure, yesterday, shoot. McKee, baby! I remember y'all was banging the table for Tanner McKee. He looked pretty good. There's no added pressure. He threw 2 touchdowns last time we played him, right? He threw 2 of them. He didn't look that bad. Shoot. Eagles did the right thing. Draft a quarterback. Timothy Jenkins says Rush stinks. I feel you on that. Jerry is donating 4th-round draft picks away. That's what the Jerry plan is. Yeah. That is right, Ashley. Appreciate you. Mike McCarthy. And here's another thing that we got to do before this draft. Let me do this quick mock draft from them. They got us going with Ashton Genty. Let me click here. They got us going with Ashton Genty. Then they got us going with my guy, Max guy, Jahad Campbell. And then they got us going with offensive line. I wouldn't go with offensive lineman in the 3rd unless he's by far your best player available. I'm to the degree right now, hell, I'll double dip a running back in this draft. Or in the third round, I got to be looking for a wide receiver. But I already know how the Cowboys going to play this game with wide receiver. They are not finna draft a wide receiver with the first 3 picks. News close to the Cowboys are saying that these boys are valuing Jonathan Mingo, and they really like Jalen Tolbert. Cavante Turpin is coming along right and mighty away. The only way the Cowboys go get a wide receiver if Brandon Cooks don't re-sign to a low man's deal or they go into this free agency. The Cowboys don't foresee wide receiver as a need here. Unfortunately, we like our guys. So Ted, Luther, T. Harris, Savion Williams, Cowboys are not looking. They smoking that good ganja. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jero, they smoking. Yes, indeed. Roll it tight. Put some fentanyl in it, some angel dust. Maybe they can take care of them. You know what I'm saying? But shoot, they like Tolbert. Yeah. Matter of fact, they don't like him. They love him. Shoot. Tolbert was so good during training camp that they gave him preseason 1 off. Who remember that? Who's old enough to remember that? Look, the Cowboys, when they lock eyes on you and they say they love you, they mean it. Other people be playing with themselves, but they mean it. That shoot. The Cowboys, when they say, I like you, shoot, they sing that Barney song. I love you, you love me. You know, they going to sing that song. We are happy family. Come on with it, shoot. That's what they do. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Tolbert ain't all of that. How long they held on to Noah Brown? Held on to Noah Brown so long, shoot. He finally got his chance. Shoot, they'll hold on to you, shoot. Higgins would be too expensive. Shh. Shoot. Higgins right now to them is way too expensive. Like True Religion jeans back in the days. Like too expensive. And you working at Walmart with True Religion jeans on. Nope, it's too expensive. 5 years. All that money for what? Yeah. Willie T said law kids must be older. He going back to Barney. No. Look. Y'all all know that Barney song. I just realized that the Barney people, they started right here in Allen, Texas. You know, I bumped into one of the producers there. Yeah. We might be getting a new studio. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Walmart sales is a true story. Shoot, that's our price. We can find out T. Higgins out of Jalen Brooks in their eyes, in their minds, in their hearts. Jalen Brooks is equivalent to a T. Higgins. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Clown activity. That is the absolute truth. And the truth shall set you free. But speaking of that, one of our sponsors for this episode is brought to you by Underdog. Be sure to check out Underdog. Use promo code LAW. Of course, tonight, here's the craziest situation. I need for the 49ers to win, believe it or not. But I want the 49ers to lose because I'm jealous of anybody from the NFC East going to the playoffs. And I want the Detroit to secure the number 1 seed. So I'm in that shadowy place, right? You know. But when you download Underdog, be sure to use promo code LAW. I think golf is going to go higher. I think that Brock Purdy, he's going to go lower. And I think that also Jahmyr Gibbs, he's not going to run for 86 yards against the 49ers. If they have anything that they can do, they can still stop the run somewhat. But I'm not going to play around with that because they are who they are. As far as targets, 7.5, I don't think that Kittle's going to get that many targets. So I think that Kittle's not going to get that many yards. I don't think he's going to do that, But neither here nor there. Let's go. Be sure to use code LAW when you guys are playing around with this, and we're gonna put 15 in there, and that's how we do it. I'm gonna share it with you guys if they allow me to do such. Yeah, I'm gonna share this with you guys, and be sure to check out Underdog. I want to give a shout out to a special person that gave me a cash app. Appreciate you so much, Susie. I ain't gonna say your whole government name, but Susie, you know who you are. You follow the channel. I really appreciate you for your support and all your love and adulations. But also, be sure, Susie, if you can, download Underdog. Use promo code LAW. The Vikings probably get the #1 seed. So yeah, you see the kind of game that I'm trying to play here, y'all. Because I don't like the aspect of the 49ers drafting ahead of me. So I need for them to win a game so we can draft ahead of them, right? And that 11th spot is not just for the first round. It's for the second round, the third round. We don't have a fourth, but it's for the fifth and the sixth. So I want us to continue to draft ahead of the 49ers, not behind them. So I need the 49ers to win tonight, but our sacrifice will win if the Detroit can do something with it and these sorts of things. Let me know if y'all feeling the same way, Let's draft tacos over TJ's. Yeah. Let's draft let's trade up and draft a Mo Claiborne over Luke Kuechly in Gilmore. You know what I'm saying?
This is where we hold them.
Oh my God.
This is where we fight.
Where you at, Action Pal? I know you like your LSU boys. But in the event, if we can have a rewind, let's talk about it.
There are times in life you wish you had a do-over. If you're in a wreck, make the smart choice right away. Frenkel and Frenkel, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. There's 214-817. And if you need that rewind, boy, we need to rewind this season. I know some of y'all say, let's rewind and not pay Dak. I hear y'all. But neither here nor there. Frenkel and Frenkel, personal injury lawyers. They got a combined over 100 years of experiences there. On top of that, they will not take advantage of you like those insurance companies, or did it? Pause if necessary. But if you need a lawyer and you've been in a car wreck, be sure to reach out to Frenkel and Frenkel, personal injury lawyers. And if you can't get to that phone line for your mind, check out FrenkelFirm.com. Let's get it. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. Come on, baby. From the 214 automatic, first one in the door. Darius, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. What you got for me?
Hey, La, what's good? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, all is well, man. Can't complain, bro. What you got?
So, I just kind of wanted to shoot down this narrative that I'm kind of hearing amongst Cowboy Nation, like the narrative of like when you get a head coach in here, he's not going to be able to maneuver the way that he wants to. He ain't going to be able to put in the players that he want to put. He ain't going to be able to implement the system that he want. So I have a rebuttal to that. And shout out to Cold Hard Truth too, by the way, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard him call in yesterday, and he was spitting some real facts. You know what I'm saying? He kind of sounded like an older version of myself. If I was just like done, like I just completely just emotionally spit. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Cold Hard Truth. But my rebuttal to the other narrative that I was just articulating is that basically you saying there's no point of being a fan. There's no point of trying to rooting for this team, because to me that's the only hope that there is to get a head coach that will implement a system. And my second rebuttal to that is that if you listen to James Jones is a legendary receiver for the Green Bay Packers.
All right.
He's a Mike McCarthy guy. He played underneath Mike McCarthy.
He did.
And he said that the way that the Joneses handle their business in regards to acquiring players and the draft and the whole nine, they're in lockstep. He said even when Mike McCarthy was in Green Bay, he never was big on acquiring free agents. He was always draft and develop.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That do make sense, because they didn't do a lot of free agency there. But the free agents that they did make, one can argue, Peppers, Charles Woodson, and all of those boys, they made that Green Bay Packers team relevant, you know what I'm saying, on the defensive side of the coin. And when you look at Cullen Jenkins and you look at B.J. Raji of the worlds, they had defenses, you know, A.J. Hawk and what's the other guy? Clay Matthews. So they had defense, though. They drafted. Yeah. I know they drafted them. So I'm talking about the difference between drafting and developing, plus also having some shape or form of acquisitions during the offseason. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
So what I'm saying too, to this whole notion about, you know, a coach ain't gonna get in here and then change some shit around. I firmly disagree, because the only reason it looked the way that it looked is because Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones, they think the same. The way that they view player acquisition is exactly the same. That's why what you're seeing is because that's why I've been saying, fam, when Mike McCarthy had full autonomy, dog, that like he had it already, and then you seen the results of that towards the end. So all I'm saying is that my last hope is that we get an actual head coach. And listen, and I damn near want to put money on it, because I've seen it too many times. I've seen an organization take the Chargers, for example. Fam, the Chargers got rid of their talent. And by the way, I was big on Jim Harbaugh. Like I said, I wanted him, but I guess I was delusional. I guess I was the crazy one in the woods, like goddamn.
Well, the thing is with Harbaugh, the Harbaugh thing is the fact that he was ran out of 49ers land because of his controlling ways. He wanted to have full control, and he was a very boisterous guy outside of wearing the khakis every day, right? But I think that, you know, with Harbaugh, I knew that he would have been able to fit well with this, because if you look at Colin Kaepernick, he had a lot of flaws in his game, but Harbaugh was able to get that brother to the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott is a better thrower than Cap. I think that Dak Prescott got a better delivery of the ball, etc. He can't run like Cap, but I'm looking at the way that Harbaugh assembled the team to fit the strength of Kaepernick, right? That I know for sure. And I know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that he would have been able to fit the strengths of Dak Prescott. Now, if you fast forwarding down to Herb is balling. Herb, he's not going to be introduced to the MVP and stuff like that. But they got dog mentalities. That lad kid, that wide receiver, he a rookie, right?
A fresh rookie. Yep.
Fresh rookie. He should be in the conversations of rookie, one of the rookie offensive players of the year. Maybe not rookie of the year, but he should be in consideration. That brother is balling too. You know, so it is what it is. Yeah. Go ahead.
So my whole thing is, fam, the coach makes that much of a difference. It's not just about the play calling, fam. It's the coach. It's everything. Head coach is everything. I get about Jerry Jones and all that shit. They not on the field, fam. I mean, they can put it in play. They can like say what they put this. Fam, the coach makes that much of a difference. I'm telling you, fam. If you just get a whole bunch of all-star players and just think that Mike McCarthy finna coach them up and you finna go to the Super Bowl, fam, you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken because you seeing things outside. And Law, you say it all the time. Law, you when you was calling the game, fam, bro. Let me tell you something, Law. You have one of the best play-by-play. Like you up there with Tony Romo.
Oh shit, man! Wait a minute.
but I'm talking about in regards to like your knowledge of the game and like, hey, they should do this, they should do that. Hey, watch for this and watch for that. Like Tony Romo is really good at that. Now I don't know about his actual play, but I'm talking about like when he played the play-by-play. Like the stuff that you was dissecting about like the intricacies about what Mike McCarthy is not doing. Fam, you're going to get the same thing with an all-star team. It's not going to make a difference. A zebra can't change his stripes. A jaguar cannot change his spots. He is what he is.
Facts.
Let it the F go. Yeah. You need a different head coach for this team. Mike McCarthy will work with the Jets. He'll work with the Jets. He's not going to work for us with Dak Prescott. That's why I'm not that tough on Dak, because I know he's not getting coached properly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not that tough on him. You know, when my dog Brandon be getting on his ass, it's understandable.
It's
why
understandable.
he's getting on his ass. Yeah. It's understandable because Dak do have to step up, but he's not in the right system for him to thrive. That's all I'm saying, man.
No doubt, man.
That's pretty much it.
Hey, appreciate you for calling in, man. I appreciate the shine that you was giving me, man. Thank you, bro. You have a good one, bro.
You deserve it.
Hey,
you
man,
deserve
thank
it,
you, man.
1,000%.
Yes, indeed, man. That's my guy, man. Shoot. Yeah, he put me in arenas with Tony Romo, baby. Shout out to Tony Romo. But I give it what he's saying is like when we going over like the concepts of what should have been done in that particular moment when we calling out the plays, like 3rd and 1, come on, bro, and 3rd and 3, and sometimes, and I'm not glazing myself either, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna double glaze. What is that double glaze button at? I'm not gonna double glaze myself, but when I go back, because I watched the game on mute, right, and I go back and I listen to the announcers and the commentary, I'll be like, yeah. And can y'all imagine though? You know, my words, I may be country, but shoot, can y'all imagine me in the box, shoot, with the headset on and live, and it won't be no delay. Shoot, y'all be like, man, I'm tuning in to this law dude, man. Shoot, Brad, who? Sham? Shoot, shame. And then look, I like law over here. You know, that brother gonna bring some energy. You know, and when I knew that I had a lot of energy for this particular thing. Is when we was out there at Oxnard, and y'all was saying, Law, boy, you was killing it, man. You was giving us better stuff than .com. And they was also live at NFL Network. Shoot, you had over 200,000 people watching. Shoot. Action says stop the glazing. Country law, baby. Yeah, come on with it. But hey, I love the praises, man. Y'all give me some praises though. But to question your faith in something is a natural thing. Yeah. And what he's talking about with the cold, hard truth, I give kudos and credence to the person that's angry and upset with their team. We should be. The levels of expectations for this team to win ultimately should be high. And when we don't get those things, we should bang the table and say, hey, we want the results, Jerry. We want some change. And it's long overdue. That's why I put the title in there like that. But biblically speaking, you can be with the good stuff and still forget. You can walk with somebody that you've seen with your eyes, that walked on water, that then healed the blind, right? Made the lame walk and made the blind see, and still have doubt. Y'all think y'all can get church today, but you're getting a little bit of it. John was locked up in prison. He the one that baptized Jesus. He said, send a message. Let me know if he's really the one. Let me know if he's really the truth. Because, man, I'm tired over here, man. I'm about to die. I thought he said what he said he was. You know what I'm saying? And then he had to get the reminder. Were you with me when I made the blind see and the lame walk? How dare you question my authority over here? You gonna do this to me? So sometimes your faith in something will be a little rocky. You will have to challenge a few things. But that's life. But we can see the directions because there is discernment, and we can see the direction. When Jerry and Stephen Jones is operating and working the way that they are working, we can say that these boys are not doing things that's equipped to winning Super Bowls. Damn near going to the postseason and winning that. So that's why we are telling everybody, if the Joneses don't make free agent moves, if they don't get off of their ASSs and sign players early, it will be more the same. The result speaks for itself of what we've been doing for the last 30 years under the leadership of Jerry and Steven and them. Oh, and another note, if I don't let the 305 get on. If you want to win with Dak Prescott, it's not rocket science. We know what it takes for this brother to win. But without those things, he's not going to win, ladies and gentlemen. So since we sunk $250 million into Dak Prescott, these are the options on how to win with him. And I know it sounds bland, not Duran, but if you want to win with Dak Prescott, if you ultimately wants to win in general, you got to do the things. He's going to need run game protection. Damn it, with a run game and protection, he's up there with the top-tiered players, top 3, top 4. The result speaks for itself. But if you take those things away, he's down there, middle of the pack Dak, for those who want to say that. You're right. But the truth of the matter is the same could be said for Troy Aikman. But y'all don't want to go there. Y'all be blind to the fact. And y'all think that Troy was winning those games. And I know we talking about the 90s. But Troy couldn't win a game without Emmett. He couldn't win a game without that O-line protecting and blocking for him. And when Michael Irvin left, they were scrambling and scraping for anybody to get out there. Rocket Ismail, let's pay him. Let's go trade away the world for Joey Galloway. And both of his knees got blown off. You know what I'm saying? Troy Aikman was laid out like Family Guy. I can't stand LeVar Arrington to this day. So you got to be able to build the team properly. I got from the 305, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
It's good, Bill. All is good.
Hey, all is well.
All is well, man. I totally agree with you, man. I mean, they have to realize, man, in order to have a career, they got to build a team around them, and it starts from the running game with the O-line. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, traditionally, I mean, believe it or not, that would kind of help Romo out in his later years. During the later years, remember, we had your boy who had 1,800 yards. I forgot his name, man.
And DeMarco Murray, Offensive Player of the Year.
Murray,
yeah, 2014. That was Tony Romo's best year, 2014, because the team exactly we had literally everything you can think of on offense. The only problem was that we had the jelly, but no peanut butter. We had nobody to get pressure to Aaron Rodgers. He had one leg. I know Dez caught the ball, right? We all said that he caught the ball. It took the NFL 3.5 years to agree with us, right? We was there. We saw Dez caught it. But the problem is, before that catch, we couldn't put no pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Because the year prior, we got rid of DeMarcus Ware. We don't do things that match, bro. We didn't replenish or replace DeMarcus Ware production. If I had a time machine and if I can put D Ware on the 2014 team, we probably beat the doggone Green Bay Packers. Probably dog walk them, you know. I mean, Aaron Rodgers had one leg.
And then Big Law, that game gonna hunt us for the rest of our
They gonna hunt us for ESPN 30 for 30. We're gonna be still talking about that. You know?
Yeah, we still gonna be talking about for that game, man.
Yeah.
That game is crazy, man. I think, and also, man, they gonna regret, man, not playing Romo, man. I think even though Dak had a good year that year, man, I think Romo would have got us over the edge if we did play it out there last year. Even though the back problems and the medical problems he was probably going through.
Right.
I think that's also what's going to hurt us, man. But besides that, before we start, man, Big Law, man, download the Underdog, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Oh, let me get to their feed over here. Hold on, yeah. Underdog, y'all hear that? Yeah.
I downloaded the Underdog, man, so I got you, man. I'm gonna go into it, man, after this call, bro. But I'm gonna piggyback off. Piggyback off the call, man. Hey, you had a good point, man. I never thought about Kellen Moore coming back, bro. I never really thinking about Kellen Moore coming back, because now that he got his stripes, and you never know what the Eagles gonna do in the playoffs. Let's say he go to the championship game or Super Bowl. Do you think Jerry would consider bringing Kellen Moore back as a head coach?
There'll be glees in the eyes of the Joneses. Yeah, I think that I heard Brian Broader's take on that. It said that Kellen never really wanted to leave, but he and Mike McCarthy didn't agree with things. They had issues with each other. You see, that's part of the problem too. We supposed to be about winning, and these guys fighting. You know what I'm saying? On the staff, so they get rid of him, and it took up to week 6, the year that Kellen Moore left, for the offense to identify what they going to do. Because at the end of the day, we have to be knowledgeable of this right here, that the last time that Mike McCarthy called plays was in 2018. So that's how idiotic 2023 was. But yeah, granted, we finished that season off 12-5, but it took up until week 6 before the offense got together, and they had to make some concessions even at that time. So injury is part of the game. I think that what really hurt us in 2023, going back to that year, is that Terrence Steele got hurt, and my guy, of course, in that postseason game, that Tony Pollard broke his foot. And that's just how things work with the Cowboys. Things happen, So it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, that's that black cat across that field.
That black cat, bro.
I don't believe in the black cat, but that's what that was Stephen A. always say, man. But to continue on, I heard you were talking about the draft early on.
Right.
And so we were talking early in the year about the Shador thing, the Dion thing, whatever. Which I went off the heads of the Dion thing, because I started to sit back and think like, us as knowing our owner. Do we really think he'll have a black head coach as the face of the American team? I started leaning towards no.
Right.
That was when you brought up the Kellen Moore. I'm like, oh yeah, that's in-house. That's what he really love, because he can get all the credit. Like, let me keep him on my umbrella. That type of talk. But with the Shador thing, do you think it's really a possibility if he drops in the draft that Jerry will try to move up to get the Shador?
It could be that's within reach, y'all. I think that Dion is going to have only one more year at Colorado, and you're going to see him bailing out of it. You can tell in his eyes. He don't like his sons. He love his sons, and you can tell he's saying it's difficult. He's been consulting with even Ice Cube to a degree on whether or not what he should do. And Ice Cube was like, shoot. You only get one life to live. And a father will go to the edge of the earth to protect his son and to defend his son. If you think I'm lying, Stacey Elliott put $10,000 down for Ezekiel Elliott this year. You know what I'm saying? And told everybody, hey, pull up the tape. My son is not washed. A father, and I felt every word he said. A father will go to the edge of the earth to protect and defend his son. And I know a lot of fathers in this chat right now would do the same. Will stand in front of the bus, crawl up under the bus, will jump off the bridge to help said son. So that's what Dion Sanders, prime time coach Sanders would do for his son. I knew when he was going to hurt everybody at my alum at Jackson State, when he said that my son Shador is just as good as CJ Stroud, and Bryce Young that year, and he should be in contentions. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we only live once, and that's why he ultimately packed up his bags to went to Colorado and took his son there. It had nothing to do with all of the money and stuff. It had to do everything with his son.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree, man. You can see.
So whoever drafts Shador, you already know.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And that's why, when we were talking earlier during the year, my prediction was that we were going to have a chance to get there, and we probably would have been in that top 5 pick.
Yeah.
But what I want to ask you, what if, let's say he in the play, right? Would you like that as far as the first round pick, sitting him behind Dak for the next 2-3 years? Do you think that would be a good idea, or you think that we have too many needs to go get a quarterback in that statue right now?
Man.
We have too many needs, or would you go get them?
As they say,
like in that 5th pick.
Hey, I appreciate you for calling in. I'm going to answer that off the phone, but appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Gotcha.
No doubt. Good call from 305. At the end of the day, what's more important to the Joneses? They said winning is not more important. They already told you the plans. Hansel and Gretel. Follow the breadcrumbs, or however that's saying. Follow the trail of breadcrumbs, I meant to say. Follow the money. Who will be the best cash prize out of this draft? What will give? Look, these guys done already won 3 Super Bowls, got a yellow jacket, got a helicopter, a helipad, and a yacht. I put a post out there, somebody still defended the Joneses, saying, hey, they still got more Super Bowls than 90% of the teams that's left in the league. Follow the money. What's more important? This is more important than winning football games. Shock value, being able to grow the brand. That deal with Netflix, I told y'all before the Netflix deal even hit, if people been following my channel, I was 3 to 4 months before that news even hit, that the Cowboys are going to be really doing this thing with the Netflix deal. This is just the beginning. Getting these deals is more important than winning football games, unfortunately. Whatever can sell. I got from the 409 for your mind. You're live on the Nation. D Shift, man. What's good?
Hey, what's good, Law?
It was good, man. All is well.
Yeah, man. I like everything you're talking about here, man. I don't really think it's possible to get Shador because you got about like 5 or 6 teams. Tennessee, the Giants, Cleveland, the Jets, Vegas, New Orleans, and Indy. That's about 7 teams that ain't married to their quarterback.
Who's the best quarterback? Who the best quarterback out of this draft?
I say Shador.
Shador
over Cam Ward.
What makes him better than Cam Ward?
I think honestly, man, everything you're talking about, because this is a business as well.
Yeah, true that.
And
he gonna sell some tickets for that team. Yeah, you ain't lying.
Yeah, man, you see Shador out in the forefront. And so I mean, if you a struggling franchise, right? Like, so let's say, I mean, you're players away from being a contender. You get Shador, you're putting people in the stadium. So like, I think people, owners will lean to that too, just because it's a business. You can't sit here and tell me that Cam Ward or I don't even know.
Or the Jackson Dart. Yeah, Jackson Dart. Why is Shador better than Jackson Dart?
Even for me as a casual NCAA fan, right? I don't really watch college football, so I just hear from it from YouTube or just passing, right? Yeah. So like when you heard about like Andrew Luck when he was coming out, you heard about Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Like I know I didn't watch USC. I couldn't tell you why Caleb Williams was the #1 overall pick,
Facts.
but I heard about him.
Right.
So I don't hear Cam Ward or the third guy for a prospect. I don't hear their name as a casual, right?
Yeah.
And so I just base that off of relativity and referencing based off of relative to other years.
Yeah.
So I think Shador, Travis Hunter, and then Cam Ward, just being a quarterback, they might have the top 3 sold up. Now, as far as the Cowboys are concerned, man, I think you got a lot of good options. I think you're in that sweet spot. If you stay at 13 just let some guys fall down to you, you're going to get a very, very quality guy, whether it's that safety. I looked at that wide receivers highlights from Missouri. That type of player.
Yeah. Luther Burden,
man, I love to have a player like that. So just the way he's built, I can't lie and say I've done any type of homework thus far. But man, just going on, I mean, based off what the Cowboys gonna do future, man, I think we in that same rut, man. Cause I mean, right now, somehow they've gotten you feeling like we're not as bad off as we are because we're fighting back, right? And we got the will and we're fighting and we're learning about the character of this team.
Right.
But that don't carry over to next year, Law. Next year gonna be a whole nother year. And so, like, I mean, I guess it does. I don't play football or whatever. But I just think, like, other teams have that as well. Other teams are building character and building, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what are you doing that's separating? And so I don't see any moves that we can make drastically to really even, you know what I mean, make a difference or anything. So
I just know that, going into this season, we can't allow the Cowboys. We gonna complain. We gonna try to make noise as much as possible about the offseason move, just like what we did last year, right? But the only offseason move last year was Eric Kendricks. Everybody else came after Oxnard. Like, I didn't get a chance to see, Carl Lawson and all of those boys because that happened way after, and Jordan Phillips way after Oxnard, right? So those were the bottom of the barrel, scraping some stuff to get something as it relates to a off-season move here. So those wasn't really moves. So what I'm saying is now the Cowboys, they don't have that excuse on the table, D-Shift, because they can't say, well, we're working out this deal with Lamb as he hold out. And we still got to keep in mind the pie. We got to figure out what Dak Prescott is going to get, right? So they don't have that excuse no more. And Michael Parsons done already said that he's willing to get paid dog water, right, to play here. So they're going to try to leverage that to their powers. But at the end of the day, shoot, the pressure's on the Joneses now if we continue to bang the table and say, hey, you guys supposed to make free agent move. We can't just sit still.
Yeah, because they've shown that they can't, come off of contracts and trade off contracts and get value off of trades.
Right.
They're always just kind of like, I'm a trade Amari Cooper, so I can at least, it's a good trade for us because we got the money off the books. Or why you put the money on the books in the first place, and then you ain't turn around and do nothing with the money, And I think we came off of 22 and 23 feeling like, all right, man, we still not good enough to get over that hump, and now it's kind of like, oh man, we were just a couple moves away from being in the playoffs, and so I think they've kind of lowered the bar to where they've kind of reset that expectation. Our expectation was, I'm trying to see a Super Bowl, nothing else is good enough for that. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Now it's like, man, they play with a backup quarterback, and we had all this going against us, and we still were a couple games out the playoffs.
No doubt.
Well, that wasn't the expectation anyways. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Mike McCarthy gets no pass. His coaching staff gets no pass. The players, to an extent, don't get no pass. And it sucked because of how the injuries hit. But even with the injuries, man, you can't sit up here and tell me we was going to contend with the Baltimores and the Lions. And as much as we hype them guys up, they still haven't exceeded the certain expectations that we're trying to pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
but their projection is a whole lot, further than ours because of the way they're playing. You know, even though we beat them last year, right, and they beat us badly this year. So, but we can look at the expectations of where they going and how they handling their particular situation. When Aiden Hutchinson went down, they went and got pieces to put in there. So, they still have a slew of injuries. If the Detroit Lions are where they at right now, can you imagine them being healthier? You see? That's how it looks at from that point, you know.
But we be just a couple moves away, man, from throwing up a dominant offensive line or giving yourself a whole bunch of weapons, and then you just let all that go. You know what I'm saying? You dwindle away the Mari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb tandem. Like, going back, you know, that would have been a hell of a tandem these past 2-3 years had we let it
grow, man. But man, you good points, man. I thank you for calling in, D Shift, man.
Appreciate you, love.
Appreciate you,
bro. Happy holidays, man.
Likewise, that's D Shift, y'all. And I get his points and everything, but at the end of the day, Detroit Lions, they could be talking about they got 16 people on IR. They could be talking about, hey, man, life's not fair. Now that all of a sudden they got first place schedule, something like that. Now, granted, their injuries not at the same pivotal spots that we are at, you know, with their starting quarterback and beyond. I believe that Dak Prescott probably had a partially torn not ACL, but a hamstring before the season even kicked off. He didn't look like he was throwing well even in the first game, even though we beat the Cleveland Browns. It looked like, and we didn't get a chance to see him at all in preseason, right? Barely saw him at training camp. So, you know, and I'm not making excuses for Dak Prescott. I seen somebody say, Dak paying Law to speak good for him. Shoot, I wish Dak was paying me some of that money. Shoot, Dak, pay me some of that money. Shoot, I wouldn't have to go live every day. I'll go live once a week if Dak paying me. Yeah, I'll be like, nah, look, wait a minute now, hold on. Shoot, I hope so. Dak was paying me. Shoot, come on, Dak, pay me. Shoot, Dak barely paid his own brother Tad, so I know. You know what I'm saying? Dak ain't going out there giving all of that money away. Shoot, these boys holding on to that money. Next, I got from the 860 VIP, the hotline for your mind. You're live. Talk to me.
Lord's VIP, baby.
Yes, indeed. He was good, bro.
Well, there's a lot of this. I'm gonna call them delusional Slurpees, Lord. Let me get this out. Lord, are we watching the same games, Lord? We get people on here defending Jerry, the Joneses. We got Slurp Nation calling Cooper Rush the second coming.
That boy said Slurp Nation.
Yeah,
crazy,
because you know you got Slurpee 1, you got Slurpee Junior, you got it's a little Slurp Nation out here that for some reason in their ideology they really think it's Dak's fault. We lost Sunday's game. That's Dak's fault, right? Am I right or wrong, Lord?
Yeah, it was Dak's fault. You know what I'm saying? Every game we lose is Dak's fault. You know, every game we win is somebody else's fault. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes.
And what bothers me, Lord, is like I'm not even going to critique all of the play calling, Lord. How about just when we get to the red zone, Lord? We get to the red zone, and Mike McCarthy and the rest of the Slurp Nation thinks it's okay to spread eagle, Lord. They want to drop down. They want to touch their toes, Lord. Lord, what we need is a playmaker, Lord. We don't need our marketing team going to get somebody to market. We need somebody that's going to help out our quarterback, not somebody that every time Dak throws an incompletion, push Shador in. Shador.
Man, I wish that ideology would have been different, though, bro. But that's just the flavor and the flow, man. You know, this team is addicted to money. They already had their fame. They had their success. You get what I'm saying, VIP? Did you see the Eagles? Did you see the Eagles people out there telling Jerry Jones what a great job he's doing? Jerry's thinking that they think Jerry was thinking that the Eagles are telling him, yes, he's doing a great job. Yeah. And he's just, yeah, I'm doing a great job. That's Jerry, you know.
and that's half the problem, that nobody
is in a position to hold him accountable. Like, he's the GM. Usually the owner will hold the GM accountable, right, Lord?
Yeah.
So we're in the catch-22 because what do? The owner can't hold the GM accountable. The GM can't go to the owner like, yo, I need this. So, Lord, it's like a backward hustle, Lord.
It's like this, man. When you see fire in the kitchen, you put it out. They let it spread, and they say, okay, let's see what we can do to get more and more insurance money from it. You know, and that's how they do it. We just build another one. It's just like trading places, you know, when they put the bet out there for the dollar for Eddie Murphy, right? And he went in that house and he broke that vase, and they said, oh, man, he's a genius. He made us more money, you know. We can now claim this vase that's been broke for $25,000. So this is how it goes, VIP, man. It's a never-ending story.
It's something, Lord. It's not that I'm in favor of this. I'm going to go somewhere, Lord. You might want to tune out for a minute. But I just imagine in the third world, Lord, if we had the Great White Hope, which is playing in Cincinnati, if we had him here, would they be keeping the same energy like they keep with my quarterback? Would they be building around him, or would they be tearing down around him, Lord? I just strange to me, Lord. Lord, if you could just get in another world and answer that question, Lord. If we had Joe the Squirrel Burrow here, will they be keeping that same energy that they got with my quarterback? They don't want to build around him. They want to extract from him, knowing that, Lord, if you look at Joe Burrow has all the weapons around him. Offense anyway. All the weapons.
Yeah, man.
We have zero, Lord. I know you don't want to go there.
No. Let's talk about that in February, man. Appreciate you for calling in, VIP. Come on with it, man. Thank you for calling in, bro. Let me hear you say it, man.
Foul, damn Cowboys. No Slurpee, Lord.
No doubt, man. I ain't finna go down that road. You know, come on, y'all. Come on, man. Yeah, come on. That's Joe freaking Burrows. You know what I'm saying? First overall draft pick, number 1 pick, man. Shoot.
What's your point?
Yeah, jeez. I ain't finna go down that road. You know, it's a never-ending story. You know, but at the end of the day, this is Jerry Jones.
Jerry, you're doing a great job this year, man. Keep it going. Keep it going, Jerry. Great job. 4 more years. Keep doing what you're doing, Jerry. We love you in Philly. We love you.
I know you do.
We love you, especially.
I'll try to live up to my standard this year for you guys. All
right. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. I applaud, okay?
You're good.
Yeah. So that's Jerry, man, and he's not gonna change his mind, man. Look, in the words of 100 Grand, he's not gonna change until he see the dirt, taste the dirt, or be under the dirt. You know, we not wishing dirt on that man, but a reprobated mind is what he got. So whatever he's thinking, think about it. It's the lottery of life. We in misery in these last 30 years, but look at the success that he had in the last 30 years. Yeah, look at the success he had in the last 30 years. He made more money in the last 30 years than what he made in the first 5 years or in the first 3 Super Bowls. He's making more money now than he did when he was winning Super Bowls. $3.5 billion just for the stadium, $2.5 billion just to work out. And yes, Dallas is the great divide here. I've been here long enough to see this now. I understand. Everything is prosperous but Dallas. Frisco is growing. Arlington is growing. Allen, Texas is growing. Little Elb's growing. Dallas is dying. Technically, from the economics parts of it. So, everything is dying in Dallas and everything is growing on the outside, So that's just for what it is. And then he finna invest in Waxahachie. Everything is investing around Dallas. Shoot, Mansfield is growing, Dallas is dying. Mansfield doesn't put up a 85 million soccer stadium, or is it $8 billion, something like that. It's a big old soccer stadium, These dudes ain't about Dallas. These dudes about their own pockets and lining up with people that can help them grow. Rollin Review saying yes. Yeah, facts. And let me quit talking before I fool around and drive through one of them counties. And they say, hey, Lord, remember you talked about us. Come on, let's talk to this mayor. So, yeah, Dallas is growing. You know, the Trinity Grove project is a really good thing. It took the Trinity Grove project 30 years just to get the bridge, right? Yeah, and the only reason why they gave Oak Cliff, it's a flood zone. That's the only reason why they start building some stuff around there. Now, hopefully, it's some good investors on the outside of Cowboys world to grow and develop that region in that area there. Yeah, they heard they finna build a little resort there, but it ain't from the Joneses. Yeah. They're about real estate, not football. Yes. When he said, and I won't be surprised that this is bigger than winning, I would not be surprised if they mention some of that real estate deal. Don't y'all know that over there in L.A. that Jerry owns a third of all of that property around that stadium? Shoot. It's not about football, y'all. And I hope I ain't out speaking my wisdom teeth. It's about getting these deals. I got time for really no other caller, man. I got a meeting that I just got a text from, and I think it's Jerry and them at the top of the hour. I got to get prepared for. So, but if you guys are waiting in the call queue, if we get a chance to go live a little later on today, we'll definitely circle back. But I don't have time for the 17 people that's waiting, man. I really appreciate you. And I saw you 100 grand. I wanted to pick you up, Big Amish and JP. But
goodbye.
But let's circle back. Let's circle back. I gotta go to this meeting, and let me tell y'all something. It's an investment meeting, so hopefully somebody invest. JD from DC says, Law, did you discuss why Parsons only rushed against the stud left tackle and the right tackle for Philly instead of attempting to rush in the A or B gap? Come on, man. This is from JD from DC. Well, when you're organically tanking, right? You try to keep your star-studded player on the outside, the bigger boys inside. You know, I was watching the Jurassic Park, and they was talking about where they can drop the people off in order to go to this island, you know, where the dinosaurs are at. And they said the bigger dinosaurs are in the middle. We could drop you off in the middle, but you just don't know what's going to come and get you. Or we can drop you off on the edge where you got the smaller dinosaurs. And the people are like, yeah, just drop us off at the edge and we can sneak our way inside to go get these devices. So I would say this, though. Michael Parsons, they're trying to preserve, they're trying to do a soft load for him, even though make it competitive, get some stats out there. It's a contract year for you, right? But the NFL is for entertainment, and I won't be surprised if they do that. Yes, indeed. Law, investment meeting with the Cowboys. What did I tell you? You know, I ain't going to tell y'all everything, you know, but I'll tell y'all some things, you know.
What's your point?
Jerry, you got to open up that wallet, man. Come on with it. But everything is good over here. I appreciate y'all. One love. I hope all is well. And I love speaking with you guys. Let's continue to grind and shine. Cowboy Nation, let's get it. On my way out, they say that prize fighter continue to swing even when he's down. Even when we point out the clownery, the foolery, the sabotagery, right? And all of the rees out there. I'm still going to be DC for life, right? Even a man can't live with bread and water, right? Just by bread and water. But baby, if you're eating only bread and water, you're going to complain about that bread and water. And what I don't want is for us to be wandering around in the wilderness for 40 years. There's a set of people that wandered around in the wilderness. They said manna fell out of the sky and their clothes never weathered. They had a cloud to cover them when it was too hot, cool wind to comfort them when it was too cold. and they still complain. It was over 40 years that they was wandering around with no success to the journey of the promised land. Now we heading and we approaching 30 years now. Lord, please don't make it another 10 years. Don't give us another decade before we get to the promised land. For whatever mistakes that we made by the decisions from above, because all of those people had to adhere to the leader. All of those people had to adhere to the ruler, the one that was able to start the journey. So I don't want to be that. And I hope that we are not that, Cowboy Nation. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to be steadfast. I'm not going to waver and jump to another team. I'm not going to start saying to you all, go Birds. I'm not going to be saying to y'all, left hand up. And I'm for damn sure not going to be saying, let's go G-Man. It's DC for life. So if you still DC for life, let me see some blue hearts, some white hearts, and DC for life in the chat. And let me see LAW. Let me see some flames if you like what we're saying today. But Mama said there'll be days just like this. Mama be right. Yeah. Philly fans are glazing, Jerry. That's what they do. You know. Yeah, that's what they do. They double glazing, not knowing that their demise is right around the corner. Yeah. I don't foresee them winning. Come on with it. I can't wait for that day. Yes, indeed. One more time for the Philly fans that's watching. Montisha, I know you're here. I know you close, baby. And get out of my DMs. I just realized she got a nose ring. I just realized you got a nose ring on there. Did y'all notice that? Rewind. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time and your peace and your sleeps, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired and it makes you hold everything tawdy and cheap, life itself seems empty and useless without it. And all that you scheme and dream, baby, is about it. If you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, oh, just simply, go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim, and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty. Prime time! Take us away.
Give me my theme music.
Yo! Come on with it. I just realized somebody said, Law, that's that one ring the Eagles got. That one ring is on her nose. Roll those credits, baby. Come on with it. That one ring. is on her nose. Shout out to Montisha. If you enjoyed this show, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. Share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go. That's that one ring falling out her nose. Come on with it, baby. Who with Law, man? Let me see LAW in the chat. Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. Thank you everybody who support this channel. If we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Love y'all to the moon and back, and let's go. Entertainment, baby. Yeah, ooh wee. Boy, y'all make me feel good with all of them LAWs in the chat. Appreciate you, Ashley. Appreciate you, Travis Powers. Appreciate you, Dwight. Come on with it. Burrows. You Joe Burrows' cousin? Shout out to Burrows, man. Roll along. Shout out to everybody that's glazing right now. Appreciate y'all. Clown Jerry. I guess we all part of the circus here. If you entertain the clown, you're part of the circus. Come on with it. DC for life, not for short. Until next time.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Just dropped them.
Lately,